Yo, what's up everyone? It is Funniness LL here today, and today on another video, I am doing a storytime video, yes, another storytime video, we haven't had that in a while, and it's gonna be on a kind of survival of the fittest kind of type video of where, it was a story where me and my cousin went on a bike ride, and it's just, it was a nightmare, but it was funny nonetheless, and I hope this brings some joy to all you that are watching in this tough time with this whole virus thing and all that. So, anyway, that's what we're going to talk about today, and, but before I get into the story, I want to let you all know some stuff. Number one is, sorry I haven't been uploading a lot, with this whole virus thing and, schedule being clustered and just a lot of stuff going on in other videos and all the other kind of stuff I'm doing. The upload haven't been so much, and I haven't done one of these in a while, so I'm sorry for that. I'll try better. So yeah, and definitely with this virus, I should have some time since I'm stuck here, So yeah, and also if you're hearing that somebody's mowing, I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but somebody's like weed whacking or whatever. So I'm sorry if that's in the audio. I can't really do much about it. So just, yeah. Yeah. So, sorry about that, but what's going to be happening is I'm going to be uploading today, this weekend, and then next weekend is going to be no upload, and then the weekend after is going to be an upload, and we're going to do a lot more story times. I'm going to be doing a good amount of story times throughout that, and the reason I'm doing that is with the whole virus getting a little break, a little spread out, and that's only going to be for a little bit, and then after that it's going to go back to weekly, weekends, every weekend base. So just wanted to let you all know that, and yeah, also I got a new tank top. How it's summertime, thought I would wear it. Feels nice. It's nice to be in the kind of summertime. It's spring, but it's close enough. Also, I got Modern Warfare, some new games and stuff like that, so some cool new videos. We're going to be getting into that a little later in the year. Excuse me. And, yeah, I'm excited for it. I've been getting really good. I'm pretty high level. I didn't get it quite when it came out, but, I've been doing really good, so it's going to be a lot better in Black Ops 4. And the game's so much better in Black Ops 4. So, yeah, just wanted to let you all know that, and, yeah. So that's this kind of little update for you all. And so we're going to get into this video. But before we do that, don't forget to subscribe if you're new or if you haven't already. And also turn on notification, not just your notifications, but the YouTube notification. It will be either in options under in settings, or if it's slash on your little notification bell, just click it and you can go down, I believe, and install it. And that will not only give me a notification for you for my videos, but other videos that you also subscribe for, so you get to know on their videos in case you were missing them and you didn't know. So wanted to let you know that, and also like the video if you enjoy it, because every like helps me kind of know what you guys like and don't like. And also, don't forget to comment. Definitely comment and tell me what you guys think of the video, and what else you would like me to do with different videos and all that. I'm open to suggestions. So with all that, let's relax and enjoy the conversation, because I'm going to tell you a great story. So let's get into this. So, let's begin with the story. So this whole story, funny story time type thing, the story I'm going to tell you is about when me and my cousin Ryan and my family, we were all gonna go to our lake. My grandpa has, my grandpa and my grandma, which I call Noni Papa, like I said in the last one. Noni Papa, they have this lake cabin up in Hyatt. It's it's in Oregon, or Oregon. So yeah, and so we were going to go up there for a day trip, just, to enjoy, to relax and all that. And, whether did I know that it was going to be a very sweaty and painful time. So we went ahead and, we talked to him and whatever. And then we got up there, and then I was with my cousin, Rye. We were just having a good time. Kyle was there, and my Aunt Lisa, her from recording that one video. And we were all going ahead and they were going to go ahead and kayak in the lake and whatever. And, I didn't really want to go kayaking. It's wet, it's hot, and I don't know, I didn't feel like doing it. And so, my cousin Ryan's like, hey, Will, we should get out of the house. Let's do something. And I was like, well, I don't really want to. He's like, come on. And I was like, fine. I kind of gave in. So what my grandpa asked, we didn't bring our bikes. I didn't bring my bikes. He didn't even bring his bikes. And I don't think we had our helmets with us. We may have had our helmets. I can't remember. It was a while ago. And so we went into the garage, and we didn't have our bikes, but my grandpa had these bikes. Well, no, my papa had these bikes. And they're not just regular bikes. They're very interesting bikes. They're folding bikes. And not folding bikes, but folding bikes from the 50s, or whenever folding bikes were invented, because they had the tiniest wheel. Like, you see those lampshades? I know they're a little small right there, but they're about that size. They're, like, round and, like, small. It looks like you're riding a unicycle, except 2 wheels. It's crazy how small they were. And not only that, but we had a little basket and a little tiny things and this little metal frame. And not only that, but was I in flip-flops? No, I think I had shoes on. I couldn't remember if I had flip-flops or I was in shoes. But my cousin had a great idea. Hey, we should go for a bike ride. Just to get some ice cream. My mom gave me some money. I was like, okay, cool. So we either, if we had helmets, we got those on. If we didn't, I can't remember. So anyway, we unfolded them, and it's like this rocky path, this dirt path, and we went down, riding, clinking, clack, with the wheels and all that, which were so small. And not only that, but it wasn't a gear shift bike, so you're like just pedaling. Actually, you know what? Actually, I changed that. It actually was a gear shift bike, but it didn't make much of a difference since it was so, small. Oh, it was so funny. And so we started riding down the road, and my cousin, he likes blasting tunes. So we got some music, put it on his phone. We were just listening to some some rap and whatever, and some good music, and it was enjoyable. And so we were getting there. I was like, you know what, we should get some ice cream. But then Rye's saying, well, we're going a little bit a ways, and he thought, you know what, let's go around the whole entire lake. Now let me tell you, the entire lake, I'm in shape, but the entire lake was so many miles. I think it's around maybe 5 or 10 miles. Miles. And it's not just like concrete road, and we don't have a great bike, and it's all straight. I'm talking about a dirt road with roots going vertical and horizontal, but also so much like up and down motion. Oh my gosh, if you could have been there, it was so, oh my gosh. I still remember my legs were dead by the end of this. But anyway, as I was saying, I say, you know what, I have an idea. Let's go ahead, let's ride down, across the lake, around the lake. He had the idea of going around the lake. I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? And then he's like, well, let's just go power way. If it seems a lot, we'll go back. Also, my cat's right back there. Isn't she cute? She's cute, isn't she? Just a little side note. Yeah, and so we went ahead, and we got we kept riding. I said, you know what? Okay, we'll go up there, and then we'll come back, and we'll get some ice cream. And he's like, cool. So we kept riding. And let me remind you, I only had a little bit of water. He had a little bit of water, so we were prepared. We had some water. Didn't last as long. So we went ahead, we kept riding, and he was like, oh, it doesn't seem far. So we kept riding, and riding, and riding. And we kept going, and then when we got to this point where it got to a dirt road, we kept going. And then we went up, and it was tiring, and then we went back down. And I'm getting kind of worried. I was like, this just keeps going. And we weren't even our cabin's right here. We were out like right here. So we still had like more than halfway to go. So we were like about here. We had like more than halfway. And I was getting worried. I was like, this is long. This is really long. So this is very long. I said to him, I was like, wow. this is going longer than I thought it was. And he's like, yeah, it'd be fine. And I was like, all right, whatever you say, But I was thinking, like, man, we should turn back. Like, it kept going. I mean, it was still sunny up, but it was just like, it was getting worried. I was like, what if we're all the way out there and they're looking for us and they can't find us, or I'm dead? Which, good thing didn't happen, but I mean, it was partly happened. I mean, half my body was dead. I mean, at least down there was dead. I mean, well, except, the special place. But, yeah, but, so we kept going, we kept listening to tunage, and it was like, bop, beep, bop, and all that good old music and all that, and, we kept going, and, Ryan's battery was, losing, much, and we were also losing signal since he was using, Spotify. But he had ones that are download, and we kept going, and bump, around the road, and there was one where we rode up and we just went whee all the way down the road. It was really bumpy and all that. We kept going. There's a bunch of trees on both sides. It was really pretty. It's a really pretty ride, but it was just with those bikes, it was terrible. Oh my gosh. And so we kept going. We're about, since we were like around here, and we were about like, halfway. We were a little more, a little closer. And then Ryan's like, you know what? This is getting a little long. So he's like, you know what? Let's go on the bank. Let's ride down there. That's cool. We haven't been down there. And maybe we'll cut some time off. And I was like, okay. So we rode down the road. Actually, wait a minute. Before we did that, we went into this, like, campground because it's like, Ryan saw this place and it's like, oh, this is cool. So we rode down this little path down there, and there's some parks and benches and all that stuff, and we kept going down, and he went down, and then we went ahead, and we kind of rode around. It was like neat, and so we went in on to the side. Excuse me. Onto where the bank was, and we kept riding, and there's all these bumps, and it was low water, and so it was just kind of mush, and we're just like, I mean, it was dry, but it was like, bump, 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 and kind of bump, all that, and it was getting long, and I was like, man, this is getting tired. So I was like, you know what, let's go up here. So we rode back up. We didn't go to the same place. We kept going for about, like, I don't know, 20 minutes, 25, something like that, maybe 30. We went in, and then we saw this people in their, like, camper, or van, not van, but motorhome, one other, and I was like, shoot, where the heck are we? I was like, well, we lost the path, and there was like a path up here. I was like, I bet that's good. And Ryan's like, dang, hey, let's ask these people. And I was like, okay. And they had horses and all that. And he asked them, hey, do you know how to get back to the path? And they're like, oh yeah, you just go over here all that way. And we're like, oh, thank you. And so we rode back. He went on the path, and I was like, what, screw it. So I started walking up, straight up, and I got there, a little before him. He got up, and then we kept riding up the road. It was I think got to asphalt this time, and so we kept riding, and we kept going, and then finally we got to this really steep hill, and my legs are killing me. I was trying so hard. I was pushing on those things, and I couldn't get to the top. I was starting to slip down. I was like, shoot. And finally, I give up. I got off my bike, and I started walking it up the hill. And Ryan's like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to walk the bike. You're supposed to ride it. And I'm like, my legs are dying. I can't physically get up the hill. And so he's like, he rode up, and he's like, come on, Will. And I'm like slowly done. And by the way, my water was about this. And that was about more like that. So I drank a lot, and we were like chugging. We got some water breaks, before we were, drink some water, and then we would go and stuff like that. And so I finally got to the top hill, and then finally I could relax, and we just woof, and we just kind of, cycled down a little bit, and it was that was nice. It was really cool. Well, the air was cold, and we finally got there, and then we kept riding, and about now, I believe we are almost there. So, we went through here. We were about here, so we had about that much left to go, about there. So, and by now, we probably have done at least 3 miles, at least, I wouldn't even say that, at least, like, 3.5 or 4 miles, something like that. And, we kept riding. got on some different bars. It was a really beautiful trip, but my legs were just dying. I had to kick my legs up, from the bike in order to get, them, like, blood flowing. I mean, it was so sore, and not only this, I almost forgot to mention, the seat was the worst part, and that's partly why it was so bad, is the seat wasn't cushioned. It was a metal frame, so you're sitting on steel, no springs, just steel, with a wrap thing around it, and a little bit of foam, like about that much. And so your butt, and it's pointed like this, so your, like, buttocks, it feels like somebody, got a baseball bat and started smacking the crap out of it. So you're in it. It felt like, like you've been, sitting on the toilet too long or something. I mean, it hurt. It was so bad. I couldn't feel my my area for about, like, a week. It was terrible. But anyway, we kept riding, and then and we kept going up these hills, and I just started walking them. I was like, I can't do this. My legs were dying. And finally, we got to the dam. There's a dam. You know the dam in the video? That's the same place, except it was summer when we did this. And so we walked down, and we noticed we saw the path, and we were like, okay, we can walk there. So we walked down, and as we got closer, we rode it, and there's, like, some logs and whatever. We saw lined red fence that's made of, plastic, with a sign, "Do not enter." Did I forget to mention that they were working on the dam, and they had tractors and cranes and everything redoing the dam? Yes, they did. And my cousin and me didn't think twice that maybe we can't get across the dam because they're there. And there were people there, and I was like, shoot. I mean, should we just get there? And my cousin Ryan was just thinking, oh my gosh, we have to, and I was like, no, we can't walk back. We can't walk back. I mean, I was just like, I was devastated because we're going to have to walk all the way back. We're going to have to ride all the way back. I mean, I was thinking, should we call somebody? Like, I was freaking out. Hey, girl. She's so cute. I was just freaking out, and Ryan was thinking, like, I can't believe it. I'm supposed to be, a good example to you, Will, and it's like, your parents are gonna kill me. I'm like, yep, they are. And so, and finally, we just go ahead and we eventually decided to go back on the path, and we weren't going to go across the dam because there was no way we could get across. Even if we could, there was people lying. I mean, we were thinking of all master plans. Well, maybe if we just run for it, or we throw some rocks at them and hit them over the head and push them over the dam. I'm joking about that, but we were just thinking, like, there got to be some way. Maybe we could persuade somebody or whatever, But we just finally decided no. And there's another road that goes all the way around and then goes up to where the cabin is. So it's not the dam way. The dam way would have been a little easier. And by now, it's almost definitely close to 5 miles at the very least. So we went ahead, we rode back, and we went down this hill. And we had to go up this huge hill. And then we went in this parking lot. And finally, where the dam was, I almost forgot to mention, I had no water. I was so thirsty. So thirsty. I literally ran. I ran like, a U.S. Olympic sprinter to the faucet. Slid down and turned on the faucet to get some water from the pipes, and pipes probably had lead in them. But I drank that thing. I drank a whole bottle. I was so thirsty. Not only was my ass super, super tired and stiff and sore, my legs were sore, my feet were hot, I was sweating, it was probably about 100 degrees out. Not only that, we weren't any closer to getting there. Not only that, but also we had these tiny little bikes we had to bring back, and I was dying of thirst. Now imagine all that. Now I'm looking back, it was hilarious and was funny, but I mean back then I was like, I'm gonna kill him, And so, and so finally, we rode down, and then there's this huge drop. I'm talking about huge. I'm talking about, when you see those, like, longboarders doing those super fast, grinding, and it's just a drop. That's what I'm talking about. It was huge. We went over, and there's traffic, too. This is like a main road. This is like a highway almost, but not. Like, but it's a big road. It's one of the main roads to get up there. There's 2 roads. And we roll down, blazing, the wind's in my face, my sheets are going as we're going, and we are in shorts, and I don't even think we had helmets on or anything. I don't even think we may have had shoes. I'm pretty sure we had shoes, but I think we had shoes. And we're just flying down there, and then we're going down, I'm in the bike is shaking, it's like, as we're flying down that thing, and then toward the turn we're supposed to go up, we see a big, huge, gasoline tank truck, one of those trucks that carry fuel. We saw one of those, and it was merging into our lane. So there's nobody behind us, thank goodness, but it was going into our lane. I was like, I was just like, oh my gosh. And I was like, crap, I can't stop, because if I stop, I'm gonna eat it. And I was like, if I stop, or if I swerve, or I get hit, I'm dead. Either I'm dead, or I'm not gonna come up the same, And so we luckily, as we're about to collide, he turns into his lane, and we get past it. But I was literally freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is not happening. Like, everything that was going wrong could possibly go wrong. It was going wrong in this trip. It took too long. Our legs were sore. Not enough water. Ryan was pushing me into this place I didn't want to go. I mean, I love him to death, but I mean, come on. It was 5 miles, and, not that, but we didn't even get any ice cream. And so we finally made it around, and we finally got to the road, and Ryan got up there first, and I finally got up there, and I couldn't, so I had to walk it up, because I literally couldn't physically get it up there. Not that it was hard or anything, it doesn't seem long, but my legs, I felt like somebody got a bat and just started beating the crap out of my leg. That's how dead they were. I was in bad shape, and yeah, and I was dehydrated, and it was so hot. And I for sure got a sunburn. And so we went up there, and they just got off the boat. They're like, hi, where have you all been? We've been wondering where you are. I'm like, I've been on a 5-mile or who knows how long mile trip with a man that doesn't know when to stop. I mean, it was fine. I mean, I loved it. It was a great memory, but I mean, like, oh my gosh. I'm not blaming him. I could have just gone back and it would have been fine. But, it was so, oh my gosh. I was like, we went on 5 miles, and my legs are killing me. And they started cracking up laughing, and we all started laughing, and I was laughing. But then and I was like, did you guys get some ice cream? I'm like, no, we didn't even get some ice cream. And they're like, aw. And I was like, you know what? I don't even care anymore. I'm going back. And, I went back, I put the bike away, and I lay down in some nice, cool, leather, air conditioning house, and I sat there. And then before the left, it was pretty nice. We got some ice cream, and that was pretty good. So, yeah, but at the end, we were talking, and we were laughing so hard. Me and Ryan were just cracking up so hard of, like, how terrible of a trip, but also how just difficult, unnecessarily difficult of it. If you ever have a chance to go out, before you go on a bike ride, make sure you have a good bike, you're stretched out, you're fit, and you have lots of water. And if you are going to go someone, make sure that person is somebody that can cheer you up, because we needed it. But yeah, so anyway, that was the story, and we were cracking up, just hilariously laughing. And that was the time I went around a 5-mile survival death trip of pain to my legs, bike ride with my cousin Rye. So, yeah, and that was it on the, story. So I hope you all enjoyed. It was funny for me. It was painful, but it was funny, now looking back. So I hope you all enjoyed it. And yeah, that's basically it. And that's the bike riding survival video. I don't know exactly what we'll call it, and you'll see on the title, and yeah. So yeah. So anyway, that's the end of the video. Hope you all enjoyed the story, and have a good time indoors or whatever you're doing. And if you are in the medical field, stay safe. And hope that any of you that do have it, hopefully get well. And let's all do our part. And, try to stay sane enough, and hopefully this helped with that, and I'll see you all on the next one. So, you all have a great day. Bye.